Krishnaya Govindaya Vasudevaya Namah. Namaskar to all. It is my privilege that the Institute of Science and Spirituality and JNU and Central Sanskrit University have given me the opportunity to stand here and express my views on philosophical aspects of my papers. For this, I want to express my sincere gratitude, respect, and bow to all the respected members of these institutions and to my chairperson also. My paper is Prema-Bhakti as Sādhya and Sādhana, end and means. Of course, of four Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama are the most important to the common man, but the appeal of moksha to the philosopher is best. According to Vedanta philosophy, the discussion of Purushartha is not a fancy, but the idea of moksha of Advaita Vada in this regard points to a particular aspect of Indian philosophy, but the theoretical features of Gaudiya Vaishnavism enable it to regard Purushartha in a unique way. In discussing the issue of Purushartha, the Achinta Vedavedi has initiated a special aspect on Indian philosophy. According to Vedanta, self-realization is the ultimate pursuit of life. The self-realization means the realization of the oneness of Paramatma with living soul. That has been called moksha in Vedanta philosophy. The intensive depth of love of being and Brahma is understood in the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Emancipation without love for Bhagavan, without devotional service to God, is not the desire of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Loveless Shebbo Shevak relationship with God, Gaudiya people does not admit. They only say Shamipya liberation, nearness to God, is the best state of liberation. According to Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the cessation of sorrow is not the ultimate goal of life. Gaudiya Vaishnavas have called Prema, love, most efficacious means above the four broad ways to the attaining perfect goal. Vaishnavism is Bhagavad-centric, Sri Krishna is God, love is the greatest form of devotion, and love is the best means, sadhana, of realizing Sri Krishna. The word bhakti originates from the root bhajo dhatu. Root means to serve. What will be my happiness? It is not. What will make Sri Krishna happy? There will be mine that brings attention only, always. That is devotion. Vaishnavism preached by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seems to be the culmination of devotion. It is better known as Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Beyond Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha, Bhagavad Prem is the Pancham Purushartha, Sādhya, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas say that God is love, a lover and the beloved. 3 in 1. God is bliss, He is Rasha and Rashika Shiromani. Among the birds we know, the crow is called or Ashokko and the cuckoo is called Roshiko. Why? Crow eats bitter neem fruit and cuckoo eats sweet chatur manjuri. That means mango birds. Like us, we are devotee. We like to eat chatur manjuri, mango birds. Gaudiya Vaishnavas says that the path of devotional love, is the best way of attainment than knowledge and action. There are 2 wonderful sayings of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sarva Buddhi Hari Leko, Eko Nindapa, Anindugo Hoi Shabe, Bolo Krishna Nam. So the goal of devotee is to be a Trinadapi Shunichana Taro Rivo Shahishnuna. It is said by Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in his written work, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is said by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Ashtashlok. The Achinto Veda Vedo is philosophically different from the Madhya sect of Vaishnavism. According to Gauriya Vaishnavism, Brahma simultaneously both the distinction and the oneness of life. Jiva and Jagat are manifestation of the power of Brahma. The right relationship between the Shaktiman and his power is called inconceivable discrimination. Here, by the word Brahma, they have noticed a unique God with unimaginable power. According to Gauriya Vaishnavism, the cessation of sorrow is not the ultimate goal of life. They have called love above the four world ways to the goal of perfection. Bhakti is the name given to a part of the Ladini Shakti, which includes the Chit or Sharupa Shakti of Brahma or God. The Lord always throws his Ladini Shakti into the heart of the devotee, and when the mind is purified, the Rasho, aesthetic experience of Ladini Shakti, is realized, and the desire to love and serve Bhagavat awakens in the heart of the devotee. The turning point of this devotion is love. Sneho, Man, Pranay are the most complete expression of love. The ultimate state of love is called Mahabhava, and this Mahabhava is able to enchant God as well. The devotee does not think of his own well-being at the dawn of love. Although the devotee attains ecstasy or celestial bliss due to Sri Krishna's service, and it is superior to the realization of Brahma in the eternal quality and the fulfillment of the eternal happiness of the living being. He who enjoys the service of Sri Krishna has no other attainment. Receiving this service does not mean giving up all kinds of deed forever, because the one who is fortunate enough to serve God, his desire for that service and his desire for complete surrender at the feet of God grows every moment and attains extraordinary, outstanding, indescribable ecstasy of grace of God. Anuraga. We are looking for sunrise every day. It never becomes old, boring. Such bliss does not put an end to the personality but rather keeps the individuality intact as a servant of Sri Krishna, which is always full of new absolute taste of Rasha. That is why Gauriya Vaishnavas has accepted Krishna Prema as the Pancham and the greatest Purushartha pursuit of life. The Vaishnavas hold different views on moksha. According to Ramanujacharya, even though the living being is a part of Brahma, he does not have the same nature like God. The living entity is small and appeared as small of energy and having the eternal separation from Brahma. But the living entity is subject to Brahma or God. That is, the bondage, Dashubha, of the living entity of God is eternal, which is fully developed in liberation. So there is no day in which a living being can be identified with God as identical but enjoy celestial bliss with God. Madhacharya is a dualistic philosopher. According to him, Jiva and Brahma are different from each other, but their distinction is not superficial. It is normal. As long as the living being does not feel this difference, according to Madhacharya, the living being is not achieving emancipation. By the grace of God, the living being perceives and realizes him and gains knowledge of the virtues of eternal welfare and the expression of unconditional love or absolute devotion to God is greatly increased. Madhacharya calls the creature a non-existent reflection of Brahma. Madhacharya did not say that mukti is Brahmalaya, nor did he say the unity with Brahma or enjoyment of his lila. Devotee is said to be the consortium of Brahma as a servant. And here the living being is predominant in the form of servant, but in this state the living being has a awe or fear of God. Nimbarko acknowledged the natural distinction and oneness between Jiva and Brahma. According to him, liberation does not destroy the life of the living being, it brings full development. According to this, the goal of the living being is to meet Brahma, to attain Brahma Sajujjo and Atto Sharupo. At the time of liberation, the living entity realizes both types of nature. The peculiarity of Nimbarko's opinion, however, is that in Mukti he did not speak of Aishwarya devotion that mixed with fear or reverence like Ramanuja or Madhacharya, but the mixed with Madhurja Rasho, sweetness, devotion of love or friendship. According to Vallabhacharya, Jiva is not the complete expression of Brahma. Still, liberation is the name of Krishna Sajujjo, of the living being. It is not the unity of the living being with Sri Krishna, but the devotion to Sri Krishna, which is called Prema-Bhakti, can be attained only by the unconditional selfless service of Sri Krishna. Vallabhacharya speaks of three paths or margo, such as Prabaho, Marjada and Pushti, leading to the grace of God. Pushti considered as the best among of these. According to Gauriya Vaishnavism, Samippo is the best and they accepted it. Another five kinds of among the five kinds of mukti, and they recognize the school of Vaishnavism, but they always emphasis laid on the service and love of the Bhagavat. According to Chaitanya Charitamrita, if mukti gives no scope to priti or devotional love, it is not acceptable because the direct revelation of the Lord can be expressed by priti alone. Shalokkadi chhari jodi hoy shebadar tobe kodachit bhakto kore angikar. Madhyalila 6th Parichet, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj in his Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Priti is higher than all forms of mukti, and without any kind of priti towards Bhagavat, devotee cannot attain true emancipation. Priti is associated with no desire for anything, not even mukti. If it is so not associated with loving deceit, tar moddhe mokkho bancha koitava pradhan. Koitab means which can be accepted as leftover. Koitava pradhan, jar hoite Krishna bhakti hoy antardhan. Adi Lila, 1st Parichet, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj. So that now we are coming to the last point. Where there is love, there is affection, because they are each other's constant companions. In the case of Sri Krishna, the deeper and intense affectionate love of devotee is transformed into deepest level of love. Then the Aishwarya Gyan, knowledge of majesty of Sri Krishna, no longer resides in the heart of the lover devotee, and instead of worshipping Sri Krishna as God, the devotee worships Sri Krishna with his personal emotional feeling of devotional love. So Gauriya Vaishnavas has introduced innovative love, which is said to be the ultimate goal of human life. There is no conflict of sorrow, happiness or self-realization with this love. According to Gauriya Vaishnavas, love is called the ultimate goal because it combines sorrow, happiness and self-realization. And according to Gauriya Vaishnavism, Krishna Priti is called the Pancham Purushatva because the best happiness and the accompanying sorrows are relieved only when Bhagavat is made by love. Now we must practice this kind of unconditional love, prema, to our day-to-day life for the holistic development of the mankind. Thank you.